My name is Mike Keifield, and I'm a patient at Peak Injury Solutions.
Starters, why don't you give us a backstory and a history of your pain and symptoms, kind of when it all started?
Well, I'd had a number of probably small injuries in my shoulder over the years, and I'd had pain probably 100 times that would go away after 2 weeks. It wasn't a problem. And then this time when it started hurting, I was just doing some exercises around the house, and I felt a little something, and I thought it'd go away in 3 weeks, and then another 3 weeks, and another 3 weeks, and it just continued. And so I rested it for months, then I worked it out for months, and watched YouTube videos, talked to other doctors, chiropractors, the whole 9 yards, and everything they gave me always hurt to do it. And so that's when I found you guys, and I started to see after that point.
The hardest part during that time for you?
The pain. The pain was excruciating, and so I didn't always know what was going to cause the pain. And it would come and go, but any quick movements would really hurt it or whatever. And dealing with that and not knowing just made me gun shy about any movements, and it's really started to restrict my range of motion and all.
So during that time, if you can remember back, what were you afraid of? Was this beginning to concern you? Was there like a fear that something that you were afraid of, whether it was surgery or something like along those lines?
Yeah, I thought it was muscular, and I didn't think surgery would be necessary, but I did. I was worried that small things around the house, being able to reach this shoulder, putting a belt on behind my back, or all those little things I started not to be able to do. And so that's what really worried me, is how far is this going to go before I do something about it, or before I get some full-time professional help on it, because everything I was trying just didn't seem to work. And I'd always been able to figure it out. I had 1,000 pains in my life, and I figured them out. And this one just baffled me as far as what is my next step. I don't even know what to do to make it better.
So what did you try before Peak Injury Solutions as far as treatment was concerned?
I'd tried a number of exercises that I found on YouTube and WebMD and other Google searches. A couple chiropractors had given me, and another doctor. And so they were all really had me using my smallest muscles to move my largest muscles. And I knew that inherently that just wasn't going to work. And it was so very painful to do the exercises themselves. It was hard to get to do them, And to do a stretch or whatever that lasted 5 seconds before you had to stop, it just didn't seem like I was ever going to go anywhere. And so I tried a number of things, and I rested it for a while. I worked it out with weights for a while. I tried a couple different things, and nothing seemed to get me any better.
Okay, how'd you hear about Peak Injury Solutions?
I think I saw you guys on Facebook. So it was online that I saw you the first time. And so it seemed like you guys were dedicated to the one problem I had. So that drew my interest and brought me in.
So when you came in, what was your first experience like with Peak Injury Solutions? How was it different?
Well, we talked about the problem that I had and what was causing it. And of course, it was more than just my shoulder. It was my neck and the connections and all the rest of that. And so it was good to finally hear some answers beyond just hold your hand outside or inside or move your wrist this way to get to your shoulder. And so I could tell from the amount of expertise and the dedication towards that problem alone that I was in good hands.
Okay. So how are you doing today?
So the good news is my range of motion has increased significantly. And so now it's much more usable. There's not many things that I find myself turning around to do with my left hand because my right hand can't do it. I am still cautious in some situations where I won't reach in the back seat of the car. That was one that always lit my fire. And so I have a better range of motion. The degree of pain when I am in pain is not as bad as it used to be. And so that being said, I still have some limitations, and I have had over a year now that I've had this problem. I've learned to deal with those. And so I'm in a better position to reach first with my left hand in some cases or whatever, or to react differently to a sudden situation. And I find myself not putting myself in the situation of having that pain. I do like working out. I've not done that for a couple months now, and I'm starting back hopefully this next week, so I'm looking forward to that. We travel quite a bit, so I enjoy that, getting out and going to different places, and the small staycations and sometimes a couple longer ones, but I enjoy that as well. And so also we attend a fair number of spectator events, whether it's sports or concerts or whatever else in the St. Petersburg and Tampa Bay area, and so we really enjoy those as well.